Hello, friends. Thanks for tuning into this week's Brain Food. You know, I like to do the Brain Foods on things that have come up often over the past couple weeks before I do my Brain Food recording. And the topic this week is going to be timely responses to email and calendar invites. It's just come up so many times. And so at a high level, I think that we can all agree that if you don't respond to somebody, it typically makes them feel like they don't matter or that their time's not valuable. There's a negative feeling that happens if you don't respond in a timely manner to someone. Obviously, there are good reasons. There could have been an emergency that you had to take care of that took you out of the office for a couple days with family or something like that. There's always outliers of why a 2 or 3 day response time could be a thing. But generally, I like to look at a timely response as 1 business day. So if you send me an email and we have a relationship, or, because I get emails all the time from people that are trying to sell me products and services that I have no idea who they are and they're not in my state. And so I don't have this level of response time in my brain for those kinds of sales emails that are coming at me. But for emails from clients and peers and friends and family, my goal is always to respond within 1 business day. And typically I respond within an hour. And that's because of my consulting. I can do that. When I'm at a client for a 4-hour block, obviously I can't do that. But generally I'm same day response. And so if you think about that, look at your schedule and think about how long it is typically you're taking to respond to emails. If it's taking you longer than a day or a day and a half, couple days, there might be an opportunity for you to either set up an autoresponder. So, because I think it's really important to at least acknowledge that you got their email, right? That's happened to me many times over the years where I'll send a proposal to somebody after having a great conversation on the phone, and then they don't get back to me for 4 or 5 days or a week. And then you're just wondering, did they even get my email? So I typically will follow up on day 3 or 4 when it hits my brain, like, I haven't heard back from them yet, to see if they even got the email from me. Rarely does it fall into their junk folder. Usually they just got busy. So if you're thinking about how your response time, if it's slow, I would encourage you to think of ways and come up with ways to at least acknowledge that you got the emails. So my typical workflow, what I do is I typically deal with it. My inbox is actually my to-do list. And I know some people have inboxes that get 1,000 emails a day, and that's not possible. So if you have 1,000 emails a day, there's a different problem. But I use my inbox as a to-do list. So what I will do when I get an email from a client, for example, I will respond and say, hey, I got this. I'll work on this afternoon. It'll be done by this evening or tomorrow, and I'll let you know when it's done. So they know I got it. I've been responsive. And then I mark it as unread or mark it with a flag because I use Google Workspace. And I'll mark it so that it's a to-do for me in my inbox. And it sits there until I've dealt with it, right? And the same thing with calendar stuff. So if somebody sends you a calendar request and you don't reply to it, especially if it involves more than 1 person, and you're not replying, they don't know if it's going to work for you, even though everybody else might have already replied and said, yes, this is going to work. And then maybe 3 days later, you finally accept or decline it. Let's say you decline it. Well, now everybody had assumed that it was going to work because it's been 3 days. And the organizers got to adjust things if you were an important part of that meeting and had to be there. So it's just one of those things is to think about, are you responding to emails and calendar invites at least within 1 business day? And if not, it's a great opportunity to really ask yourself the question, do I need an assistant? Do I need to pass off some of the workload that I've got? Do I need to turn on an autoresponder and block, 3 times a week, a 2-hour responding to email time so that you can get these emails responded to? Ultimately, if that is a problem for you, that is going to be an ongoing problem for you, and it absolutely will affect your business, your sales opportunities, your career, the way people view you. I know that there are certain people in my world that are always late in responding to stuff. And I mean, always late. And it could be days and days that they're going to be late. And so I've had to adjust for people like that. It's like, the invite I send them, I say, if you can make this, we're doing this. That way it's not hinging on them, being at the meeting. So that was the brain food for today. I just wanted you to think about how quickly are you responding to emails and how quickly are you responding to calendar invites, because once those are sent, especially from people you know and do business with, they're waiting on you. So I think it's a really good thing to get back to people in a timely manner. Well, that's it for this week's Brain Food. I hope that got you thinking, and I hope that your answer to those questions are, yeah, I'm already responding within one day. And you're probably also going, yeah, I wish more people would respond within the same day or next day. So this is a common problem a lot of people struggle with. You all know somebody or many somebodies that are not getting this done properly. So anyway, let me know in the comments below what you thought about this brain food. If you have any stories of your own of dealing with this kind of thing, of timely responses. And if you think this video would help somebody, please consider forwarding that to them and maybe subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great week. I'll see you next week.